to talk about the Bollinger Band. So hi everybody and welcome back to the Bitcoin Day Trader channel. And today we're gonna talk about day trading. I haven't been day trading that much in the year 2018, but I have been day trading a lot in the past couple of years. If you have some experience that you want to share with me, man, drop them down in the comments below, because I'm very interested in your personal experience about day trading in cryptocurrencies. Did you make a lot of money? Did you lose a lot of money? For instance, I have made a lot of money and I have lost a lot of money, but I made a lot more than I have lost, because it's all part of the game. You know, winning, losing, it's all part of it. Please let me know in the comments below. Today we're going to talk about the Bollinger Band, which is a average band which can indicate some information about what's going to happen in the near future. I want to show you my trade history just to let you know that I do know how to day trade. And as you can see, I have been doing loads and loads of trades. It's 192 pages full of trades. I just wanted to show you guys so that you do know that I do day trade. But like I said, this year I haven't been day trading that much. How do you start with crypto? An idea of how you can get started is, for instance, with Wax. If you want to get started with cryptocurrencies, I found a website which you can use to buy your first Bitcoin, and you can use PayPal. So there's an option of PayPal here. I haven't used this website myself, but I've just been looking where you guys can find a place to buy Bitcoin with normal money. I do it in a local website which is called Bitonic, but it's only for Dutch people. So you guys are probably not going to use this website. I buy it here and I can sell here. You can use the website Fairworks to buy your first Bitcoin. Today we are going to use the website bitcoinwisdom.com. It's one of my favorite websites. It has a couple of different tickers, and tickers are price checkers. No, I think that's the right way of explaining it. I usually check Bitfinex. That's my personal favorite. You get this graph. There ain't much information in this graph about where you stand at this moment at an average. You can check, obviously, so you can see that in here, this point that we just had 2 weeks ago, I think. It's 2 weeks? Yeah. It was very high for an average, because it had an average of declining, and so it was growing. That's a sign of sometimes buying and sometimes it's a sign of selling. It depends. What I usually do is I start with Bollinger Band. So you can see here at settings, go to B bands, and you get a line. And this is an average line. I think that standard it is on a 20-day average. So what does this line say? This Bollinger Band. What is a Bollinger Band? The Bollinger Band is developed by John Bollinger. What this band means is the volatility bands of the prices of a coin. You have the average line in the middle, as you can see here. This is an average. You have the upper average and you have the lower average. They call this the upper band, that the lower band, and that the middle band. This volatility, as they call it, which is the amount of up and down, you know, in a graph, it's called volatility. The more it grows and shrinks in a shorter amount of time, the more volatile a coin is. And the Bitcoin market is all volatile. So that's a thing that you gotta get used to. Prices can rise and drop very quick. Like 10% a day is considered normal in cryptocurrencies. How does this work? So what they do, this average line here in the middle is being created by the last 20 prices. So for instance, let's just pick the last line here. At 7,400 is the average now. That is the average between the last 20 of these blocks. 1, 2, 3, 18, 19, 20. And I have it on averages of days. So we're talking about 20 days in this period here. From here, this green bar here, till the end, the average is at 7,400. They call it simple moving average. This line is our simple moving average. And what does this line say? Not that much more than what the average should be. But the upper and the lower band, the upper line is our 20-day simple moving average plus the 20-day standard derivation of the price times 2. And the same principle applies for the lower line, which is the 20-day simple moving average minus the 20-day standard derivation of the price times 2. What does that mean? The derivation of a price is the derivative, which means the amount of steepness of a hill. For instance, one day 100, then you would, for instance, say 100. That would be up 100. If you have one day down 100, it's down 100. If you have 2 days down 200, you would still say minus 100, because it's 2 days and 200. 200 divided by 2. So that's the main idea, the steepness of the line. They use the average plus 2 times the steepness of the line over the average period. You'll be like, okay, so why would I need this information? What does this say? Well, there are some things that usually happen with the Bollinger Band. When the price goes above or below the Bollinger Band, so for instance here, when it goes above our 20-day average, then there is a big chance that it's going down. Why? Because it punctured the upper line here, and then it goes under again and up again. But then something different happened here. It crossed that simple moving average in the middle. It hit the bottom line. What does this tell us here? It tells us that today could be a good day of buying coins. It's never exact science, but it is a sign. You can see it here. Oh, sorry, here. It hit the top line. It bounced, and then it crossed the line. And after it crossed, it's not always, but usually when it crosses, it will decline a lot. As you can see here, decline, and then all of a sudden it goes over the average. It punctured the average, the middle line again, and it started growing again. So this was a sign here. First time going back to the upper band. So we can call this band the upper band and the lower band. And usually it bounces in one of the bands. When it's in the lower band and it crosses the middle line to the upper band, there is a chance that you get a growing market. And the same principle applies when it crosses from the upper band to the lower band. That could be a sign of, as they call it, bearish market. And bearish as in bear. Bear means that you hit down, and bullish means that you hit up. Here we have, for instance, if you look at the screen, here we have a sign of a bear market that changed when it crossed the middle line to the upper band into a bullish market, until it punctured the top line a couple of times. And at first it punctured it a little bit. It eventually didn't puncture the upper band anymore, the upper line. This was a sign of selling. This is a sign that there is a chance that the market is going to switch. So what you're looking for is a puncture in the upper band and then another try to puncture it, but it didn't do it. Sometimes when that happens, it means that it's gonna fall again. So these are all just signs. And it's not, like I said, exact science. You can't rely on this. You cannot say like, oh, you said that it punctured the upper line and I sold and it still kept on growing, because that sometimes happens. You just gotta have that feeling, you know? Like, for instance, I made a mistake last time because I thought it punctured it here, then it punctures it here again, and I thought it was gonna puncture it another time, and it didn't do it. And so this would be a sign here of selling. Let's go back a little bit in history. So let's see what happened in 2017. Here starts 2017. You see? Remember this crash? Begin 2017. Like we thought here it's an all-time high. We're never gonna get higher, and then it crashed. It was in the top Bollinger Band, crossed all of a sudden, and you knew, oh my god, the market's gonna crash. Went to the lower Bollinger Band, but then all of a sudden, pretty quick, it got back into the upper band in a couple of days, because every line here is a day. For a couple of months, it was just bouncing in the upper band, until in March we had a huge crash. As you can see here, it punctured the top and even the bottom at the same time. You see that? So that's a weird situation. It punctured the lower Bollinger Band way more than the upper Bollinger Band. So what you can expect, for a couple of weeks it went in the lower Bollinger Band. But then it punctured it big time here. As you can see, it punctured pretty big. One day it went way below. If you would see, for instance, a price that is way below the Bollinger Band, you could buy for day trading, because if you would have bought here way below the Bollinger Band, you were quite sure that it will go above the lower Bollinger Band. It almost every time happened. It's not an exact science, it's not every time, but as you can see, it went below, it got a day later up again, got down again. But as you can see, this was a nice buying place. So whenever you see prices below our Bollinger Band, it's a good sign to buy. If you see prices above the upper Bollinger Band, then it's a good sign of selling your coins. And I'm not saying selling your coins, literally selling them for dollars again. You can also go to a website like, for instance, Bollinger, where you can exchange it. And I'm using Bollinger. I'm not saying that this is the best website. This is just my personal favorite, nothing more than that. You can exchange here for US dollars. What you can do is say, I want to sell my coins right now, for instance. But once I do that and the market grows again, then it's not smart. So it's not smart to get panicked with the price of today, you know? Check back at today. Today we punctured the lower band. We punctured it again, but a little bit, not as much as we did here. So chances are that we're gonna get a recovery pretty soon. It's still not puncturing it here, so I think, and this is just a thought, this is not exact science, the chances are pretty big that the market is going to grow again in maybe 2-3 days. We don't know. The only thing we can see here is that the Bollinger Band is getting bigger. So usually when the Bollinger Band is getting bigger, it is an indicator of a lot of volatility. Here is a little bit of volatility. slightly, not that much. So the bands are way smaller. But here we see it going out of proportion pretty quick. So the bands are getting bigger quick. Just an idea, just a thought. I definitely use it every time. So I think that I'm gonna be able to start day trading pretty soon again. And I don't know what to do with the day trading. Maybe you guys want me to live day trade, because somebody asked me to do live trading. So maybe that's an idea for when I started to doing this day trade again, that I just vlog it every day or once every 2 days, going live. I don't know what you guys want. Let me know what you guys want. If you did enjoy this video and you would like to see more of these kinds of videos, let me know it by giving a big thumbs up. That way you let me know that I should make more of these kinds of videos. And if you're new to my channel, it would be awesome if you would subscribe to my channel just to get updated on every video I make. And don't forget to put on the notification button, because I sense that a lot of my viewers don't get notified when I have a new video online. I hope you guys did enjoy today, and see you guys next time. I bought a new skateboard. See this? My new deck, my new skateboard. I thought it was so pretty that I didn't want to use it for real on the street, so I put my soft trucks on it, which are practicing without wheels idea, you know? Check it out, man. Ain't it awesome? Big hooray!